Right, so I've decided to upgrade the sound system, well, actually just the head unit, in fact, not the speakers, in my Fiat 500 2015 Popular. So it's the really base model, and as you can see, it's just got this. It's really lame. I mean, I've not even put a CD in it, to be fair, and the radio is basically crap. So I decided to get this unit, which is a Sony. It's got Bluetooth, don't need a CD player. You can Bluetooth or stream music over to it from your phone. I can charge a phone on it, I can plug a phone into it, and it's got DAB plus, whatever. So I got this from the chaps over at Dynamic Sounds in London. I highly recommend them, actually really good service. The guy was very helpful on the phone. Yeah, Dynamic Sounds. In fact, what I'll do is at the end of the video, I'll give you their phone number or whatever, or a link or something like that. So that's the, it's funny because this is a head unit out of the box, okay? The fascia does come off. Now, because I'm so used to having CD players and stuff, you know, in the old days, as it were, you know, the unit was so much longer, wasn't it? But now they've got it squashed down into quite a compact little, very light as well, actually. And so they also sent me this, which is the new surround for it. You get some wires in the kit. You get another set of hang on, you get another set of cables here, right, which is a universal ISO to ISO wiring. There's a plug in here for the normal aerial. There's the look like the ends of two coat hangers that have been cut off. Those U-shaped things to get the old stereo out. And lo and behold, also with it, nice little DAB stick-on booster antenna thing. So let's get cracking. So to get this old head unit out, you've got to remove that, and that. Back in a sec. So literally, as you can see, I've just taken one out there. So you just get a little pointy implement, little sharp screwdriver, whatever, just prise that off. Okay, let's do the other ones, just to prove to you that it's pretty easy. And this one here, that's the last one, and that gives you access into these little round holes here, top and bottom, to fit the removal tool, which I haven't taken out of the packet yet. So I'm going to take that out of the packet and back in a sec. Right, so here's the there's two of these, the removal tool. I think they were 3 or 4 quid for the pair. I bought them at the same time as I bought the stereo. They sent it in the pack, it's fine. You know what, I thought I had a set in the workshop, and I probably have somewhere, but I just couldn't find them. So a universal, so they clip into these holes here. Okay, and another one into this side. And you'll feel it sort of locate, and then let's see, that's not going to come out. I think I'm going to need 2 hands for this. I'll be back in a sec. Right, so there we go, a bit of wiggling and jiggling and what have you, and after switching the radio on many times with my knuckle, it worked its way out it's quite straightforward actually. So what I'll do is see, turned it on again. I'll take them out, put them on the floor, because pretty much don't need those now. Wow, that's a big old unit, look at that. Okay, so we've pretty much just got to pull the plugs and get this thing out. Right, quick word of advice here. The plug for me was quite tight, but it turned out I was actually taking it out a little bit wrong. So you've got to push these completely back, and then it should actually come out quite easily. But if you've got any problems, please put a cloth here, because look what I've done. Scratched my dashboard with a bloody radio, so I'm a bit pissed off with that, but I should be able to get rid of that at some point. I've got some matching paint, but yeah, don't do what I did. Right, so next thing we've got to do, we've got to make room for this. That's the obviously the cage that the stereo slides into. So the old one pretty much got to come out now. From what I can see, it's only these two screws either side. So I'm just going to whip that out quickly. Then the new one, and then what we do is we put the new frame in its place, and then this goes inside that. So let's get this one out. Well, I've got those two screws out. There's actually you can see it right at the back there, a 13mm bolt that's got to come out. Let's go and get a long socket and extension bar. We'll have that out. We should get the frame out then. So there we have it. That's the bolt out. Hopefully you've got reasonably slim hands. If you've got big old sausage fingers, you might not be able to get them in there to hold the bolt to bring it out. So what I always do, if I can't access the gap, put a bit of paper in here in the socket first, so it's a really tight fit on the head of the bolt, and then it will hold the bolt as you take it out. So in theory this should all just come out now. Try and get this out without any more scratches. Put the wires up out of the way, and there we go. That's the old one, goes with the old stereo. Put that down there. Let's see what we're up against now. Now I believe I might have to put an ignition controlled positive into this, and if that is the case, I'm just going to take it off of the cigarette lighter down on the down below the gear stick there, in front of the handbrake there on the centre console. I believe that is an ignition control positive, and I've got to run the amplified aerial up to the up into the corner there somewhere of the windscreen. But let's see what we're up against. So I've just fitted the surround ready to, the plastic surround ready for the cage to fit in, that actually holds the stereo in place. So you take it accepts the two side screws. Obviously there's no fitment at the back there for the 13mm bolt, but I've got to say that scratch has really annoyed me. My own fault, but also look at this gap here, right? That's pretty crappy, right? So I don't think this is a particularly well made bit of equipment, this. There's a couple of things inside there that are sort of touching other bits on here, and it's not lining up properly, so I might have to take that back out and kind of modify it a little bit, I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be driving down the road with that gap there, right? That'd be distracting. Anyway, let's see what I can do about it. So the problem with it not lining up seems to be this bit of plastic sticking up here, hitting this bit. Now the other bits don't touch, they go either side of each other, but that middle bit is sort of fits dead on, and that's why it's not pushing down. So I'm just going to, I think I'm just going to trim this bit off a little bit. Might be the answer. Right, so a little bit of work with the angle grinder, and that's still there, the gap, but once the cage is and the stereo is in, it should actually just push down flat, and I'm okay with that now. Happy with that. So get that bolted in. Just that scratch. So the wiring actually is a little bit strange. They sent me this kit, but this kit is they're just extensions, right? So I don't really need those. Now the kit that comes with the radio plugs in okay, but I think I mentioned before that you really need to run a switched live. So I've got the wiring here, and it tells me that the yellow is the continuous power supply, that's fine, and the red is the switch. So I've plugged both into continuous, plugged it into the stereo, and the stereo works. However, what that then means is you could possibly leave your stereo on all night and drain the battery or something like that, so it's not going to switch off when you turn the key. But do you want the ability to sit there and listen to the stereo for a while you're waiting for the wife to have her hair done or whatever? I don't know. Or while she's doing the washing up, stuff like that. So don't know if I can be bothered to run another positive up. I think maybe I will, just because that seems like the thing to do. Right, so just before you decide to start taking apart your center console or whatever, just check that you have got a positive, switched positive in there. So multimeter, you can use the outside as the earth connection, negative connection. Straight down the middle is the positive. So check you've got nothing on that with the ignition off. Then check you're getting 12 volts or somewhere close with the ignition on, and you're good to go. So unless you actually use that as a cigarette lighter, which I don't think anybody does anymore, I'm just actually going to branch off of that in case I ever need that 12 volt supply for I don't know, a sat nav or dash cam, something like that. Although it's a bit crazy that dash cams these days aren't feeding off a USB or something. I might actually put a 12 volt power supply higher up in here somewhere to save sort of having wires trailing down everywhere, or maybe even hardwire a dash cam up behind this panel here somewhere. So maybe I'll do that in the future and video it, but for now let's get this apart and branch off of that positive all the way up to the radio. So quick update on the switched live. So basically took out the cigarette lighter, got to the power plug here, clip back the positive, that's the switched feed. I'm going to put in a three-way, this is called a Wago connector, so W-A-G-O, Wago. They're great because you put the wire in, clip that down, and that holds it in place, and you can reuse it at some point, which I'm going to need to, because I want to put in an inline glass fuse, actually 3 amp for the stereo. But for now I'm going to put a couple of spade connectors on and just put in a blade fuse and tape it up, just because I actually thought I had a glass fuse connector in stock, inline one, but I haven't, unfortunately, so I'll pick one up tomorrow. But this will do for now because I want to get the job finished. Right, so that's the wire in place. Got that up around the side of the, up inside here, up behind the dashboard there, and coming out. Bullet connector on it, straight into the positive, well, straight into the red positive. So the switched live that goes into the back of the stereo, because if we look at the plug on here, there's no switched live in that position, okay, of the red wire, so that's going to leave the red wire vacant. Now what I could have done was got the right connector and gone into this DIN socket here, but you know what, that's pointless. This plug's here for a reason, so I've used it, and I don't need, you know, I had the option of going into the doubling up into the permanent feed, but I actually wanted a switched on this one. So and I will, as I say, I'm just going to pull the wire back down tomorrow to put an inline fuse on it. Right, so let's get the cage in here. So the actual the cage that the stereo slides into, we're just going to put that in there, and you knock these tabs over according to how you hold it in place, and then the stereo slides into that. I don't think I've got the keys for this to take the stereo back out, actually. don't think it came with those. Not sure, I'll have a look in the box. So just to quickly show you, that's the tabs bent down in place. This one didn't bend down very well, to be honest. And then at the top as well, and that just stopped that you can't pull that cage out of there then. And then once the stereo fits into the cage, it locks in on these side tabs, and you won't be able to pull it out either without the special keys. Now don't forget, before you put your radio in, obviously you've got to connect your DAB aerial, and also which will go onto there, so I'm going to run that in a sec. And also don't forget to put a little adapter in here, and so you can connect your normal aerial to the system as well. Yep, that's that. I think that's that covered. I've got to bolt all this lot down yet because I took it all out to run the wires. Probably didn't need to, but there you go. So yeah, just going to run that DAB aerial now. So I've just mounted the DAB aerial. I wanted it a little bit higher than that actually, because this bit here should be right up the top, but you know what, I misjudged it and it's stuck now, so sorry. Now do yourself a favour, you can run the wires in through this side panel. It just pops off. Just bring them down here. You just have to remove this seal a little bit, bring it down here, take your glove box out, and that's going to give you much better access under here, and then you can get the wiring up to the stereo. And you might even find your little secret compartment, which is there, which I never knew the car had, and clearly the bloke that sold me it didn't know, because he was a dealer and he didn't even spot that it had the full service history in there. So it's only got 37,000 miles on the car, but yeah, bonus. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. It's a tidy old fit, that. No sign of any wires up there till you get to here. Just comes out, goes down into the thing, and yeah, win-win. Glove box goes back in nice and easy. It's like 5 or, hang on, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 6 or 7 bolts. Hold that in. Don't forget the big one at the back there. Nice. Now I've got all the wires out, ready. I'll fit the stereo. So here we have it, finished. Shut the door of the car. Yeah, really happy with it, to be honest with you. I mean, this was my fault. It's bloody scratches. I'm pissed off with that. I've got a little tub of the white paint that came with the car, so I might touch that up and polish it off, but for now it's okay. Turn the old key. It comes on. It's a pretty cool unit actually, pretty happy with that. I've set it up on a Bluetooth. That's me. Yeah, set it up on a Bluetooth now, so get the phone calls through it. It's got a microphone on it. I can play my music through it from the phone via Bluetooth. Okay, you can also wire it. You can charge your phone, a little flip over thing there, and the DAB works actually surprisingly well, especially seeing as I haven't got, let's just switch that off for now, especially seeing as I haven't got very good signal down here anyway, because I live on next to the beach by the seaside there on the south coast. So yeah, tuned into, you know, greatest hits, Radio 5 Live, Heart, stuff like that. So when I'm out mobile, I'll probably be even better than that still. And also, of course, you've got the added security feature that you push that and take your face plate with you. Now, one thing I did find in the box was a bag with the 2 keys to take the head unit out, so that's fine. The only thing I've got left to do, really, I've put all the centre console back. The cigarette lighter still works as well, if need be. Not for cigarettes, obviously, because I don't smoke. And they don't come with a little cigar lighter thing in them anymore. They just come with a lid on them. The one has broken off of this one, but they just called it a 12-volt outlet now, don't they? Not cigarette lighter anymore. They don't want to be seen to be encouraging smoking, I suppose. That's what that's all about. So there you have it. yeah, look, that aerial bit there, that's not ideal. I might tidy that up at a later date, but I'm not too fussed about it for now. Yeah, so there you have it. I hope you have found this useful in some way. It's definitely a better stereo than the one that comes in the popular model. The later model, of course, 16 onwards, is a 15 plate. The later model, 16 onwards, of course, had the screen, I believe, with like Apple Play or whatever it had on it, but it was much better. Probably had a built-in sat-nav or something as well. So if you want all that, then just buy one a year newer and save yourself the hassle. Other than that, yeah, I'm happy with it. The car does 53 to the gallon. Little 1200 engine, gets me to work and back, and it's fine. Okay, so stay safe and catch you on the next one.